You all know how I feel about people that spend their life reviewing other people's diets on the internet. I can't fucking stand it. Usually I don't watch videos from these people. That's a lie. I do from one of them just because comedic value and just hilarity and actually agreeing with a lot of what they say. But if these people spend their life reviewing other people's diets for the good of other people, you would assume, then surely they must know exactly what they're talking about, right? Because even I don't do it. And I say even I, and you're probably thinking, well, what does that mean, Miles? I'm very qualified to talk about nutrition. Not only was I a professional athlete and worked with the Olympic nutritionists, which to be honest, looking back, don't agree with much of what they said, but things have changed since then. I did go to college for 4 years for nutrition and biomedicine and anatomy and physiology. And after that, before I started YouTube, I did all of this very young, by the way. Before I started YouTube, I had 4 years clinical practice. And let me tell you, no matter how much you've studied, whether you're a dietitian, whether you're an internet diet guru, everything you learn in mainstream college goes out the window when you start practicing with actual patients. You know, I don't feel like you have to drag other people's names through the mud to educate and to prove your point. If someone is promoting something very dangerous, like very dangerous, then number one, surely it's obvious. And number two, fair enough, do that. But to spend your life like making multiple videos a week just about what other people put in their mouth, it's a concept that kind of makes me lose brain cells, especially as you'll see a repetitive pattern through this video. They just say the same thing all the time. They have 100 videos saying the same thing all the time. And I'm like, surely you could have just said that once and re-uploaded the same video 100 times. But they do it with other people's names just to get views, and I understand that because they want to educate, but are they really educating, or are they just confusing and spreading a bad message that is actually having a negative impact on society, the people that watch them? I started to realize a few years back, of course, nutrition is such an important part of human health. It's one of the main pillars of, you know, your mental and physical health, but it is just one of about 50. It's Editing Miles here, and I just wanted to say, I know there are crumbs all over my t-shirt. It drove me crazy whilst editing this, to the point where I thought, do I need to film it again? That's how much it bothered me. Also, I move around so much in my videos most of the time. The whole time I was thinking, Miles, just do this once. But it doesn't happen, so I'm just warning you now. I was eating lentil cakes, which are my new obsession, yet extremely messy and crummy, right before the video. And apparently I don't look in the mirror before I start filming, which I really should do. And I need a bib. It does make me think, right? It does make me think, what is going on in these people's lives that all they think about is food? We do need experts to talk in their field. The thing is, what do we even class as an expert these days? Because everyone is coming with an agenda. Everyone has a different opinion. Everyone claims that what they're talking about is backed up by research. Everyone has their bias. Even Dr. Greger, our own, if you're vegan as well, our own beloved Dr. Greger, as much as I respect his work, he also cherry picks. That is a fact. Let's get into the video. I need to burp. It's very frustrating when you need to burp and it doesn't happen. It's like such a letdown. Do you know who's also a letdown? Now, my relationship with Abbey has been a sharp one, to say the least. I did deliver her a tape about, oh my god, was that about 2 years ago? After she reviewed my diet. And it wasn't because she gave me a bad review. She actually gave me one of the best reviews I've ever seen, and it was really sweet, and I think she's a really nice person in real life. I just don't agree with what she does. I didn't back then. I communicated that at the time, and I still don't now. I haven't watched her stuff in a while. In a long time, and it's quite surprising now that I've just gone back to her channel to see that she's still doing the exact same thing, the exact same format. Pretty sure that she's still just saying the same thing, but time and time again. She spends her life reviewing other people's diets. Do you know what? I'm really not going to hold back today. I feel like Miles has been holding back a lot recently, and I'm just ready to unleash. I know you've got a good heart deep down and all you want to do is help people, but I feel like Abbey projects her past eating disorder onto everyone that's watching her, into every piece of advice that she gives, into the way that she views nutrition, intuitive eating, which is what she promotes. The funny thing is, right, intuitive eating is all about intuition, all about listening to your body. Yes, I know there are certain gentle nutrition rules, But from what I know, and from speaking to a lot of other intuitive eaters who do practice it, I don't practice it, doesn't work for me, won't ever work for me. But to promote intuitive eating, and then to analyze every plate, like under a microscope, it's just the epitome of cognitive dissonance, because there's a constant critique of this needs more protein, this needs more fat, where is this, where is that, I don't like the ratio of this, I don't like the ratio of that, so which one is it? You know, I feel like people that just want to eat whole foods, nourish their body, and try and stay away from processed things, for someone like Abbey, that would be classed as diet culture, as restriction. No, some people just feel their best that way. Some people don't have issues with food. Some people just like to eat healthy and feel their best. So we're going to watch, I don't know why I've got my headphones in. I really have no idea. It doesn't serve me at all to have them in. What a dietitian eats in a workday, busy mompreneur life. She is busy, I'll give her that.
So coffee is a must. It's not gonna help my voice, but it's definitely going to help me function.
I personally don't have a problem with people starting the day with coffee. I know certain people say it's a drug, shouldn't have any of it. If you're having a coffee and then eating a healthy day's worth of food and meeting, you know, your nutritional requirements, your energy requirements, there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. So coffee, I'm alright with.
Today it's oat milk, and I also am adding this little almond and coconut creamer.
I love the fact that she's using oat milk and a plant-based creamer. I don't know anyone who still drinks cow's milk. Even out of like all of my non-vegan friends, they all get oat milk lattes, and I think it's brilliant. So, Abbey, good.
So I usually make a smoothie for my kids.
Okay, she's making a smoothie for breakfast. Let's just pray she doesn't put some fucking chicken in there.
So today's smoothie is going to have, ripe banana, some frozen cherries, frozen mango, frozen spinach, a lot of peanut butter. We like lots in my house. That's gonna add protein, it's gonna add iron, gonna add our fiber and healthy fats.
I'm impressed. Like, that is the amount of peanut butter that I'd put in my smoothie. Abbey, have you been watching my videos? Again, I'm impressed.
And ditto for, you guys know, my favorite, hemp hearts. We go through a whole bag of hemp hearts and a whole...
Okay, she just put about 5 tablespoons of hemp hearts in, which I am also the biggest fan of hemp hearts. That smoothie's not gonna blend.
We go through a whole bag of hemp hearts and a whole tub of peanut butter every single week.
Go through a jar of peanut butter every single week. She's a family of 4.
This is on my blog. It is my zucchini chocolate chip baked oatmeal. It's got chocolate chips, obviously, oats, peanut butter, ripe banana, zucchini that I've grated up, maple syrup, eggs, did I say that? And tons of hemp hearts, obviously.
Also, another big thing is, and again, I wouldn't usually go into this because I don't want anyone to overthink, but as much as I love Abbey's love of hemp hearts, I would always say try and eat them raw if you are eating them for the health benefits, because when you cook the fuck out of them, basically, you kind of damage all of those really nourishing omega-3s that you want your body to absorb.
So I'm just gonna do a little Greek yogurt here.
I'd encourage Abbey to eat coconut yogurt because not only is it better for you, but it tastes bloody delicious as well.
So let's be honest, how many non-influencers actually cook 3 meals a day from scratch? Because I don't do that ever.
I don't think influencers do that either when they're not filming, to be honest. I know I don't.
And I ordered myself an extra salad that I could have today in case I didn't feel like making anything from scratch. So I got that. But obviously that's not really gonna be enough. I think I'm gonna do like a quick little egg wrap situation. So I'm chopping up these bell peppers for now to put in my salad, but I'm also going to have them at dinner tonight. And while I have the cutting board out, I might as well also chop up some broccoli that we are also gonna have at dinner.
Positives first. Love the fact that she's got loads of greens, loads of fiber, loads of veggies with her meal. Great fat. I mean, in my opinion, avocado is the healthiest fat in the whole world. So I'm very glad that she's eating avocado. Veggies, lots of color. Seems like a whole grain wrap. It's already eggs twice in one day, which again, I just can't support unless they're eggs that would otherwise go to waste. But we move, and we move on to the fact that she's also got chicken in her salad. I'm not going to criticize people that aren't fully vegan, but I just think it's lunchtime and we've already seen animal products 4 times. So even though she's getting a lot of nourishment from this meal, I'd like to know what she's thinking in terms of actually how are my choices affecting other people apart from myself? That's what I want to know.
So I've got some cucumbers, seaweed, which is always a hit. All the kids love it. Got a piece of fruit and a little cheese.
All the kids love it. I mean, Abby, if your kids love seaweed, then you've done a fucking good job. I can see a little cheese ball there, which is not fantastic. The fact that it's in the shape of a ball as well just makes me want to throw it, but...
Sicilian sausage. All right, so frozen pizza going down. So to turn this into a hunger crushing combo, basically I've got a rotisserie chicken. We live, breathe, and die by rotisserie chickens.
Something I do all the time is have pizza with loads of veggies, extra steamed veggies on the side, exactly what Abby's doing here. I just don't understand, again, it's like the 5th or 6th animal product that she's eating of the day, even if you're not vegan. Come on guys, let's rein it in a little bit.
I've been having a strange situation that I talked about in a previous vlog where I'm occasionally waking up super hungry in the middle of the night. So I used to take my fiber in the morning, but now I'm taking it at night just as reassurance that I don't get too ravenous in the middle of the night and it impedes my sleep.
It's a bit confusing that a dietitian is taking a fiber supplement on top of a diet that actually is very high in fiber. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. The fiber supplement that she's promoting, she's sponsored by, so... Enough said. I mean, I'm fine with the probiotic, especially considering she has SIBO, has SIBO, probably still. It just seems strange as a dietitian to be promoting a fiber supplement. Number one, when your diet is already very high in fiber on this day anyway. And number two, wouldn't you just rather get it from Whole Foods that come with the synergistic nutrients and pre and probiotics that actually help your gut in a natural way? Would Abby be promoting this if she wasn't being paid? I don't think so. With every meal she said, it's high in fiber, it's high in protein, it's gonna fill me up. So I don't quite understand the concept of adding extra fiber. Maybe just eat extra fruit.
I do have a pretty substantial bedtime snack every day. So this is one of my go-tos. Got some peanut butter toast, a really good hearty bread, cottage cheese. It's super high in protein, always keeps me pretty satisfied, and it's also one of my favorite foods. I'm excited. Cookies.
Peanut butter, berries on top, hemp hearts, all of that. Cottage cheese. Cottage motherfucking cheese. Guys, I don't know if, but fuck me, like dairy, what was that? 3-4 times a day? Doesn't seem that Abby is aware of what goes on in the dairy industry. Otherwise, if she was, I think, well, I don't know. There are certain humans that I just don't understand at this point because there are so many things that are just like blatantly obvious in the world and they still pay no attention to them. And I would say probably 95% of anyone that has the inclination to watch Abby's channel is probably in eating disorder recovery themselves. And so therefore every time she calls out someone for diet culture or not eating the perfect plate or avoiding junky foods, it's kind of like the whole of her audience gives her a Mexican wave of approval because she's kind of validating to them, you know, you don't have to be perfect, you can eat whatever you want and be happy, which I understand that message to an extent, but if you really are here to talk about health and science, and then also there's the intuitive eating promotion, plus the let's overanalyze everything everyone's doing kind of thing, which I don't fuck with. Let's move on to my good old friend FREELEE. Just before we start, I do actually really like FREELEE as a person. She's always been very sweet to me. We did do a collaboration, I don't even know, was it last year? I'm a bit out of it at this point. I think it was last year, where I tried her diet for the day, which to be honest wasn't even that difficult for me because I'm also a very big fruit eater. The thing is, apart from the fruit, I also eat a lot of other things, which FREELEE most certainly wouldn't approve of. And it just seems to me like, how am I gonna say this? She is so on point with certain things, yet so off the mark with certain things. This is a short on her main channel, her old channel, the one I used to watch. What I do love as well, and I really admire this, is that FREELEE grows all of her own fruit and vegetables, from what I understand, at least from what she's told me, most of them anyway. Like, that's a dream of mine, to be able to do that, to be self-sufficient, especially with what's going on in the world. That's amazing that you can just walk outside of your... I don't know what the fuck to call the thing that she lives in. Is it a tree house? I don't know.
What I eat in a day is a 41-year-old fruit-based vegan who likes to make her own clothing. I really do love to start my day with fresh coconut flesh and water, and on this day we cracked a few fresh ones on a beach near Port Douglas where we were staying with my mum. Second part of my breakfast is 10 beautiful bananas grown by us on our land.
10 motherfucking bananas. 10 motherfucking bananas. I mean, first of all, starting the day with coconut water and coconut flesh, I think that's fantastic. Also, starting your day with fresh fruit is absolutely fantastic. It's what I do too. I could probably down 10 bananas if it was hot outside. If they were frozen and I made thick nice cream, then I could fuck with that, right? It would be very refreshing. FREELEE, I don't know, but what seemed to be 10 very overripe, soft, warm, room temperature bananas, which would be very mushy and also almost acrid tasting, I don't think I could eat 10 of those in a row without feeling sick. Not because of stomach capacity, just because very overripe bananas that are not frozen are very sickly for most people. I think if you are trying to, I don't want to use the word lure, because that sounds like you're trying to trick people. If you are trying to entice, is that a better word? I don't know. If you're trying to bring more people into veganism and have a better retention rate, then it needs to be something that people enjoy.
Ackee fruit, a bunch of grilled cheese fruit, that's what I call it, because it does taste like grilled cheese without the cruelty, without the health implications. It's delicious. Leave it in the sun for a while, let it dehydrate, but just be careful because it can kill you if it's eaten at the wrong stage.
Wait, hold on. Which stage does it kill you, FREELEE? Because I think that's quite important. I mean, if I'm gonna go and buy some of this fruit, I'd like to know at which stage it's gonna kill me. I'd like to know in advance. Like, is this my last meal? Am I gonna pass out after this? Am I gonna enjoy it? Do I need to write my will? I am a lover of high raw diets. I am. I know a lot of people are not. I think they can be very healthy. I think high fruit diets can be very healthy. However, to be healthy, do we just need to eat fruit until dinner? Is that really the best way to eat? Is it the most sustainable way to eat? Is it the most affordable way for people to eat in colder climates as well?
Later on we had a plate full of greens grown on the land and also some more ackee and some avocado also. Oh yeah. For our main dinner meal we shared 3 delicious durians. They tasted like vanilla, thick and creamed.
That's quite different to how I've seen FREELEE eat in the past, because obviously during this day she had coconut, she had avocado, which is fantastic, and then 3 durian as well, which is very, very high in fat, which I'm not criticizing. Like, this is the amount of fat that I would eat. Just didn't know that FREELEE was doing that, so that's amazing. And I also agree with FREELEE, not many do, but I also do agree with FREELEE that eating a lot of fruit is very healthy. So I am a big promoter of that, and I like the fact that she won't back down on that a lot of fruit is healthy, which it is, and there is no research to suggest that it's not. In fact, all the research suggests that a lot of fruit is healthy. I admire her for always speaking her mind, but do I think that this is the diet that is going to turn the world vegan? Absolutely not. If her message came with, you know, base your diet in a lot of fruit and whole foods, but you know, if you want to have vegan protein powders, have them, that's fine. If you want to eat peanut butter, go ahead, that's fine. If you want to eat cooked food for lunch, that's fine. If you want to eat oatmeal, that's fine. Put fruit on top. You know, I feel like that would be so much more inclusive. It would make more people be like, yeah, you know, that's really reasonable for me. That's appealing to me. It's not too different to some of my meals that I already have. It's this rigid, regimented structure that I don't believe has to be in place to be healthy. If you are medicated, if you're taking potassium-sparing diuretics and you ate 10 bananas, as well as coconut water, as well as avocados, as well as a bunch of other fruit, it's probably going to kill you, because that much potassium retained in the body, again, it's not that the kidneys are not working, it's that the drugs themselves make them retain the potassium. You will get hyperkalemia. You can have a possible heart attack. I really think that needs to be talked about more. There is this thing of, you know, oh, it's high potassium diets are always fine unless your kidneys are not functioning. But actually, if you are taking these specific type of medications, this type of diet could actually kill you. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I could totally eat the way that FREELEE does. I am such a lover of fruit. Let's move on to the most entertaining one of them all. Mr. Greg Doucette, Coach Greg. Mad respect, the guy's entertaining, you've got to give him that. So he's coming from the aesthetic, physique point of view mainly, talking about people that, you know, take steroids, don't take steroids. I love the fact Love the fact, did you hear that? He also doesn't give a fuck about being politically correct, which I absolutely respect, because in this world, if you try and be politically correct, you will be bullied into changing your language every 5 minutes, which most people are. Just speak your mind, respectfully. Oh my god, the angle has changed. How can we... Oh, hold on. I like the fact that Greg speaks up about things that are just very important in the world and not just about diet. For example, looking through his channel.
Coach Greg, and they finally come to their senses. Because if you go through puberty as a male, you get such a huge genetic advantage from having the extra testosterone in your body that as you get older, even if you lower your testosterone, you clearly still have that advantage. We're not ignoring you. We recognize there are transgender females who want to compete. If you're a transgender female, we recognize that you should still have the right to compete. And so we have your own category.
Just basic, honest truth, even though he knows it's going to trigger some people. And that is acknowledging that human biology exists. I also love the fact that Greg calls out people that are just obviously on steroids. There are some people where it's just like, they're 20 and they're like double the size of a double-decker bus. And I don't give a fuck what you've done before the age of 20. There's no way. Let's see what he eats. 3,500 calorie diet. That's pretty similar to mine. I probably eat more, to be honest. I do train a lot too though, and have a rocket fast metabolism. But yes, I am one of those people that just has abs regardless, so I think I'm a bit lucky with that. What I eat in a day to stay single digit body fat. Let's take a look.
Coach Greg, and today I'm going over a full day of eating to maintain single-digit body fat. A large cup of coffee followed by a couple of apples with cinnamon and sugar twin splendor or whatever. And oh my goodness, I had fruit. So freaking what? Last I checked, people who weigh 400 pounds not from eating too many apples.
I like that. I really like that he said that, because it might be obvious to you guys watching me who are, I'm assuming most of you like not in the bodybuilding world. There's still this thing that sugar is sugar is sugar, as in they class fruit as sugar that they can't have when they're prepping, when they're trying to shred. Carbs that they will usually eat are oatmeal, rice, and sweet potato. And fruit is a big no-no because it's seen as sugar, which I just do not understand. Because fruit is anti-inflammatory. It's actually one of the best things to eat before and after training.
After the apples, I had pancakes. Normally it's some form of French toast, but today was pancakes. Not every day has to be the same.
Greg, why are you screaming at me? I get it. I feel you, bro.
They weren't just any pancakes, they're protein pancakes. These ones had protein powder in it. Actually, I had my own brand, vanilla peanut butter. And because I like fruit so much, I added a bit of strawberries and of course some Miss Buttersworth low sugar, low calorie syrup. So meal 2 about 3.5 to 4 hours later, a little bit after 11. Today it was a large wrap and a vegan sloppy Greg, okay? Had one of each. Not a day goes by that I don't have at least one wrap in a day. Total calories is about 800 and close to 80 grams of protein. So you can see just how easy it is to get a lot of protein, a lot of fiber. The vegan sloppy Greg, I even like it more than the meat one. And I know you're thinking, how is that possible? But listen, some of the vegan options, they're amazing.
Number one, great that he made that a vegan sloppy Joe. Didn't expect that. I have not seen this video before. That's great. I'm assuming he's doing that because he's more ethically aware, maybe. 78 grams of protein in one meal. Is that even absorbable? What I love about, okay, there was chicken in his wrap, whatever. I mean, it's not whatever. For me, that's not okay. But the good thing about Greg is that he is aware of antioxidants. He's not just thinking in terms of he is not just thinking about macros. He also eats a lot of greens, also fresh fruit.
4 open-faced smoked salmon rice cakes. This tastes amazing. Now, I'm not a huge fan of salmon, but I understand I need healthy fats. Salmon has a lot of healthy fats.
Well, okay, I feel like I need to put myself on my high horse throne here. Salmon, healthy fats, omega-3s, yes. Where does salmon get the omega-3s from? They get it from the algae at the bottom of the ocean. And you're eating things like hemp, flax, stuff like that in your diet. You can get all the healthy omega-3s that you want. Don't need to damage the ocean, don't need to eat salmon, so.
I also had 4 chocolate PB banana rice cakes following the salmon rice cakes. A lot of rice cakes, not a big deal. You can eat rice cakes if you want them. It's full of carbs.
Rice cakes with peanut butter and banana on top. Can't really go wrong with that. Do you know, I used to be a rice cake hater, and now I'm a rice cake lover. None of you need to know that, but yeah.
I'm going to be using these carbs for energy. I'm going to burn them off. And carbs have a protein sparing effect. If you eat a lot of carbs, the protein that you're eating is going to be used to build muscle.
This is the thing about Greg, even though I don't ethically agree with his diet, he does know what he's talking about.
2 bags of Smart Pop popcorn and a protein ice cream shake. You know, the ones where you can lift over your head. The shake had strawberries, Greek yogurt, almond milk, and my very own vanilla peanut butter protein powder. And meal 5 before bed is the ever so delicious chocolate strawberry PB proteinsicles.
I don't know what that is, but I want to know what that is. I just don't want to pay like $100 for his recipe book when that recipe is probably online. Or if anyone knows how to make them, just let me know down below. I like the fact that from what I've seen, he reviews people very fairly and thoroughly. He seems to do his research as well, unlike some people. I just wish he was more ethically aligned. I think that would make him even more respectable, to be quite honest. Because I know his physique is his life, and he probably thinks that without the animal protein, he would just shrink. I challenge you, Coach Greg. You're probably not watching this, but if you are, I challenge you. Do a month vegan, see how your body changes. Come back and report, because we all want to know. We all want to know. Anyways, guys, just to wrap up this video, you know, this really was just for fun. I don't delve, like I said, into ins and outs of nutrition too much anymore, and that's just because of my own personal process. The reason I share a lot of my full day of eatings is to show meals that are healthy, easy, realistic vegan meals that are delicious but also nourishing. But I don't need to sit there and bang on about every little detail about the meal, the macros, how it could be even more perfect, that you should eat exactly in the way that I'm eating or you're doing it wrong, because I really don't think that that would serve anyone. I don't, even though I respect what some of these people say, and I agree with some of what they're saying, and I like FREELEE as a person, but the thing is, I just still don't agree with the whole let's just analyze everyone's diet. I don't know, I just feel like there's something to do with the negative vibration of that. Sorry to get all hippie and spiritual on you. Yes, this is Jill's effect on me, but it's a good effect. If you are someone that chooses to make your channel all about food, education, do that, but I think there are better ways to do it than tearing other people down. Especially with Abbey, you know, she does review a lot of young women, a lot of models, a lot of fitness influencers. Don't forget that a lot of people from those industries, which I've been in, have eating disorders themselves. You know, how would you have felt at the time if you weren't eating perfectly balanced meals according to you, and then someone put up a video on the internet critiquing you, kind of not shaming, but also just basically saying everything you're doing is wrong? That might be where they're at. It might be the best that they're currently doing. They might be in the process of making changes. No one is the ultimate authority on nutrition. Apart from me, we can pick and take things from everywhere. I will always promote a fully plant-based vegan diet whenever I am talking about diet, because that's what I firmly believe is best for the planet, and I am not making this world about me. I'm just part of this world. I'm fitting in, trying to do my bit, you know? So yeah, when you watch these people, just watch it with a pinch of salt. I mean, I personally wouldn't watch these videos anyway. Like, I would watch a video from any of these people if it was about an educational subject. That's why I watch Greg more, because his videos are #1 funny, and also they are just about different subjects that we can sometimes all learn from. But when it's just about food, picking diet apart, making people overthink things that they don't need to overthink, yeah, I'm not going to play a role in that, and I'm also not interested in consuming that. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you on the next video. Laters.